Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Coffee Time with Grandpa. Today is an exciting video that I want to share. I've been working on this video for all week long, and this video, the topic will be Top 10 Recession-Proof Changes that you can make in your life. Number one on the list is creating your own budget. It's so important to know how much money you have coming in and how much money you have going out, so you can survive a recession. These are recession-proof ideas. It is my list that I came up with that helped me out tremendously during hard times. Okay? Create that budget. It's so important. You got to know how much money you have on a monthly basis and what is going out, where you can cut back from, how you can adjust your budget. It's just a great way to know what's going on within your budget. Create a budget that you can live with, that you can be happy with, that you can be joyous with. Go ahead and do it. Number two on my list is downsizing. Now, you know, a lot of people in retirement, they still live in their big, huge mansions, their big houses that they raised 6 children in. This is the time to downsize. Go ahead and sell your home and buy something that is more appropriate to your old age. You don't need to be living in a huge house all by yourself. Go ahead and downsize your house into a smaller home. There's a national trend right now going on of people buying small cottage homes, that are real small. They're almost a miniature home that is just for one person or maybe a couple, if you're still married and your spouse is still alive. Downsizing will help you get through these rough times. It'll give you money that you can use, put it into a savings account. It will help you out tremendously. You can also downsize in many other areas of your life. You can look around on all your possessions and tell yourself this: do I really need that boat in the garage? Do I need a fancy car in my old age? Do I need all these possessions that I've accumulated from a lifetime of living at this present time? Because you're going through a transition phase where you're transitioning from your old life to your new life in old age, and getting rid of a lot of your possessions. If you can live without that, whatever it might be, get rid of it. This is a great way to move into number 3, and that is create a side hustle. This is what I did in my old age. When I talked to myself and said to myself, what can I do to produce extra income? And along the lines of creating your own side hustle, wherever your passions lie, if you do something to create a side hustle, go ahead and do it, whatever it is. If you have a love for children and you want to work in a child care center to bring in an extra paycheck, do that. There's just so many hundreds of options out there for you to do. Me personally, I went to this website, and there are others around too. There's like Poshmark, where you can sell your used clothing. There's Macari, the one I use. I post on Macari constantly on things I want to get rid of and things that I sell to produce that extra income coming in besides my Social Security. Of course, you have to watch how much income you bring in. In my case, I couldn't sell more than $1,200, of goods. So I had to be very careful on how much I sold and how much extra income, because at a certain point of time, your Social Security will take, for every $2 you make, they will take $1 of it if you go over that. So be aware of that. One of the side hustles that a lot of other people get into is there's just so many things. You can sell your extra clothing, furniture that you don't need anymore, especially if you're selling your house. Just get rid of a lot of that stuff and just keep the stuff that you need on a day-to-day basis to live good in your old age. Okay? Another one is number 4 on my list, and that is create your own garden. Create your own vegetables. Create your own herbs. It's just a great way, if you're physically capable of creating a garden in your backyard or front yard or on a balcony, go ahead and do so. That you would not believe how much money and how much pressure it takes off of your grocery bill by growing your own vegetables. Grow your tomatoes, grow your cucumbers, grow your lettuce, grow your herbs, and the list goes on and on. Grow your own vegetables. It will be a great time saver on your budget, and you'll be able to withstand a recession, okay? Another one on the list is number 5 on the list, and that is bartering for services. A lot of people barter for services, and they end up surviving because this is what they did in the 1930s. I keep on going back to the 1930s because that was the worst recession the United States has ever had, and people were doing these things to get them through. They went to other big farmers. If they couldn't grow their own vegetables, they exchanged labor for vegetables. You can do so many things by bartering. Bartering is an ancient, it's an ancient program that people lived by, thousands of years ago, especially in Africa. People bartered. They still do to this day. They barter for their services. In other words, there's no money exchanged. You barter for a product that you need, and you're willing to do this for that product. And it works, and it's a moneyless situation where you don't need money. You can barter your own labor for those services. Okay, and number 6 on my list, and that is canning. We have lost the art of canning. It's so sad to see that people don't even know how to can their meats, their vegetables, to preserve them in hard times. Because a lot of people these days did not grow up on a farm where this was just an ordinary way of life. Canning needs to make a comeback. And I think it is making a comeback because a lot of people are starting to do it again. It's a lost art that we lost from the 1930s and 40s. And it's coming back because during hard times and recession, you can do this. You can fill your cupboards up with canned goods that will get you through the hard times. It's a great way to feed your family. Number 7 on the list, herbal healing instead of meds. Okay, when you go to the pharmacist and you're always shelling out $50, $60, $70, $100, depending on what you have, every month you're wasting all this money that you can grow your own herbs, create your own tinctures to help treat those diseases that you're being plagued with. I have several things that were wrong with me over the years, and I have cured myself. It's my pharmacy bill every month was $3,000 and $4,000 a month, and luckily I had Medicare to pay the majority of that, but I still had out-of-pocket expenses, which was a drain on my budget. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, try to research to where whatever's wrong with you, you can go to the library and get the information for free. What herbs will treat certain diseases? Jot them down on your notepad. at the library. That way you don't even have to go out and purchase a book where you can get the information. But my recommendation is, and this is what I use the complete book of herbs, a practical guide to growing and using herbs to treat your ailments. Okay, this is such a good book. The author is Leslie Bremis, and it's just a great book to have. This is what it looks like. It's a pretty big book, and it has so many information in it that it's just phenomenal. It will set you up on how to recognize herbs, what to grow, what they're used for. And this is a book that is full of knowledge. So please go out and purchase this book when you start your herb garden, okay? Because it will help you out tremendously to get through recession times. My grandmother used to have recipes all the time when I was a little kid, and she would always create these herbal concoctions. Because, that's just the way they did it back in the 50s when I grew up. They didn't run to the pharmacist or the doctor every 5 minutes. They went a whole year. If you had a cold, they knew which herb to go to, how to create it with a tincture, boiling it or putting it in honey or whatever to seep out the beneficial herbs that you need to treat that disease. She knew all that knowledge, and all that knowledge is being lost because we have gotten so used to going to the pharmacist for our medications. Okay, now number 8 is create a savings account. It's pay off your debts, create a savings account. It doesn't have to be big. It could be $10 a month, whatever your budget will allow you to save. Always save a little portion of your income every month to create that nest egg, because you need that nest egg to survive in hard times. And believe me, hard times are coming. It's just a matter of fact. Even all the teachers out there that are in economics and stuff that are teaching in their classrooms, we are heading for a recession, and it is my belief we're already in one. Okay, we're not heading for one, we're already in one. So please, this is a great tip. Create a little bit of savings as a cushion against hard times. Now, number 9 is, if you're still living in that huge house all by yourself because your children are grown, it is time to downsize and sell that home. That's one way of going about it, and moving into something smaller that you can manage. Or if you want to keep your home with the 6 bedrooms, go ahead and rent your rooms out. Create a bed and breakfast. A lot of people are creating bed and breakfasts in their homes. It's very easy to do. If you enjoy the company of people and you don't like living at home in your big house, go ahead and rent those rooms out on a nightly basis, or on a weekly basis, or whatever the situation calls for. Rent that room out to get that extra income to get you through the hard times. Number 10 on the list, and that's always been a big one with me, is because I love shopping. And go ahead and shop in bulk. And what I mean by that is, Costco is a prime example. Costco, you can go in, get a membership, which is really not, I think it's $20, $30 a month. It's not very much. And start buying your stuff in bulk, and take it home and store it, whatever the situation calls for. You'll have a backup with a pantry that is full of items to get you through the hard times. It's a great way to save money. Buy in bulk. My recommendation. I hope you all have enjoyed my 10 recession-proof ideas that I've come with that will change your life. Let me go through them real quick once again. Budget, downsizing, side hustle, growing your own food, bartering for services, canning, herbal healing instead of going to the pharmacist all the time. Start a savings account. Rent your rooms out at home if you have a big house. Buy in bulk. Those are so important, and those 10 things will get you through any recession that the world can throw at you. Bye-bye. Blessed be, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.